Okay, in this video, the last video that's saving now is a Thunderbolt stab, and I'm going to try to keep these videos a little shorter because I can't seem to hold the interest for the full length of the video, so we'll keep them at a half an hour. Matter of fact, we'll go ahead and set the timer. Anyway, what I'm doing now is I'm going to attach the skins, and I remembered an old trick about diluting the white glue. So I've diluted the white glue about 60, well actually it's about 50% now. We don't want it that thin. No, that's fine. I'm using an acid brush here, and this is carpenter's glue. It's not really white glue. Better add a little more here. Got a little too thin. And the reason for this is, believe it or not, it's a stronger bond. As the water evaporates, it pulls the wood together. And what I'm going to do here is I got it setting on a piece of wax paper. And I'm first going to paint the frame there. And it's going to warp like crazy. But that's alright. I have some pretty heavy weights. I'm going to weight it down. I've drawn my marks where the ribs go. I'm going around the perimeter and making sure that it's you know, pretty well covered, because I want a good bond on this. These elevators take a lot of stress. There's a lot of force on them, or a stabilizer. The bigger they are, the more force they take. And you say, well, I don't have the ribs in it. You're right, I don't. Not yet, but I've got the material cut for the ribs. So now I'm going to set it over my sheet that I've already cut out. And by holding it down, I'm just going to tack it. Now, you can't do that on the top. You can only do this on the bottom. But we're not in that big a hurry to get it done, because the weights will hold this down. Now, it stayed. It's got a warp in it, I can see, but that's okay. It wasn't a warp, it was a warp in the... So now I take my pre-cut sticks. Now I can't find my knife, which is not good. So I have to use a razor blade. Where'd all the tape go? I've been looking for ways to make my YouTube channel a little more entertaining, and I'm going to start doing some entertaining videos. But as you've seen, I have less. I have not worked on this off camera. I have less than an hour in this project so far in the elevator stabilizer. It just does not take that long, and this is one of the things that really, it kind of grabs me when somebody says I don't have the time. Well, I don't have the time either. But if you work an hour a day on the project, it'll be done. It'll be done before you know it. Now, I can't say that you're going to build a, first off, I can't say you're going to build an outstanding airplane in 30 hours. But in 30 hours, you certainly will have a profile airplane built. The finish is what takes the time. And most of that time on the finishes is in the drying time and the sanding. Drying and sanding. Depending on your particular taste in finish. We got a heck of a bow going here. But that's alright. Oh, don't want to spill the glue. I get this top sheet I put on here and waited, and then in a couple hours we'll come back. She'll be straight and solid. Now, good tight fits on these ribs is kind of important too. And the reason why it's important is that, like I said, this stab takes an amazing amount of pressure. If you watch any of the good airplanes fly, I watch things really close. You can see these flecks. I can see the wings flex. Of course, I don't know, I'm losing my eyesight. I really don't see as well as I used to. There's one guy, good old gourd eye, he can see things. Okay. Now I'm seeing one side of the ribs, and obviously I'm not going to be able to see the other side. So the white glue, or carpenter's glue, is the reason for that. Now we have those ribs in there, and I'll just take them lightly, sand them off. They were pretty much the right size to begin with. And we take our glue and we start painting. Remember, this thing was 2.5 ounces when we started. If it's more than 2.5 ounces, I've wasted my time. Oh, wait a minute, 1.4 for the one piece of wood, so it's got to be less than 1.4. 2.5 was for everything. And to be honest with you, I just don't see that it's going to matter. I mean, it's going to be lighter. Because I have had good half-ounce solid pieces of wood this size weigh an ounce. But you just can't find that wood anymore. I wish there was a substitute. I ought to see what that Durablock is made out of. Because it's stout and it's as light as balsa wood. We could mill that Durablock stuff down. I think I'll call them Monday. And we'll see what Durablocks are made out of. And then I'll go up to Coat Plastics and see if they sell it. Well, that looks pretty good. And I had the right amount of glue that I mixed up. So now we take our other skin. I might as well get rid of this, because it'll be no good. We take our other skin. I have a piece of plate glass that I normally sandwich these between, but it's kind of buried, so I'm just going to take 2 pieces of 3/8 balsa wood, set it on top here, and load my weight on it. And there you have it. That's the stab. And when I come back and take it out in an hour or so, it'll be straight as an arrow. Well, we're back. It's been about 3 hours, I guess. And maybe 4 hours. But we're going to check the fruits of our labor. Remember, this thing weighed 1.4 ounces, 3/8 of an inch thick. And it now is a 1/2 inch thick with all the sheathing and stuff on it. But what does it weigh? I will just about bet that it's not any lighter. So if I would have had a good piece of 1/2 inch, it is laser straight though, and it's stout. Let's see what it weighs. It weighs 1.4 ounces. Let me turn this scale so you can see it. Tear 1.4 ounces. So it was a futile exercise, but it is a 1/2 inch thick now. So now I need to, oh man, the troubles of airplanes. I need to clean this up, so we're going to straighten out all the edges. Because we're going to route this bevel in here, and I'm going to show you how that's done. Because the pocket hinge really makes it, I think. I won't be sanding the leading edge on this until tomorrow. We'll give it overnight time to dry. Now I streamed the beginning of this stabilizer and didn't realize it, so I thought there was only an hour in this, but we have an hour and a half. Hour and a half of actual work. Of course, then there's the dry time, but we don't count that. Because as a painter, you don't get paid for dry time. So you don't get paid as a builder for dry time. Okay, so now we have to clean up the tips. And I'm just sanding. When I set up the router, I will stop the move the camera. Maybe I ought to start the other camera too, and we'll get a shot of that. I got Paul Taylor working on the open broadcast software for me so I can stream a little better, because I really do want to stream these. Alright, that's close enough. And we'll do this one. Please like, subscribe, and share these videos. It's kind of important that I get at least 500 subscribers, and we're really shooting for 1,000, so share it on Facebook. Once I get there, I don't need to have 10,000 subscribers. I just need to open up some of the features that YouTube offers. The first one happens at 500 subscribers, and the next one happens at 1,000. And unfortunately, I don't offer any stupid crap. If I offered stupid stuff, I probably would have all those subscribers already. Okay, so that is stout. stout and straight, and that's what we want. So let's see what our elevator stabilizer combo weighs now. Of course, I have to sand that one. 140, 185, 235, and we're going to put the horn on it, and we'll see what that all totals up to, maybe if I could find it. Yeah, there it is. I sure hope this thing's under 3.5 ounces. Under 3, so I beat the other one, so that's good. Of course, this has the ball link on it and the other stuff too, where I didn't weigh that. So we're probably at just about 2 3/4 ounces for a stabilizer this big. That's not bad, I guess. Beats the heck out of the last one. Okay, I'm going to stop the camera. I'm going to set it up to route this edge here so that these elevators are inset into the trailing edge. Okay, we're going to route our stabilizer, and I've got the camera set up so you can actually see the work being done. Now, one of the things to do is we're going to make 2 passes. So you want to only cut half the material away. So you adjust the bed, and I suggest before you make a cut that you do a test piece. So I'm going to plug this router in. So here's a piece of 1/2 inch, and we're going to test what it looks like. So that's what it gives you right there. 2 passes. Then we'll come back with a dowel and sand it round. So now let's make our cut. Hold it up against the fence and perpendicular and feed her away. We're going to come back through the other way now. What that does is ensures you have a slot that's centered if you make two passes. Okay, what I've done is I've taken a piece of 3/8 carbon fiber push rod and I cut it off in, I don't know, about 3-4 inches worth. Put some sticky back paper around it, and now we're going to sand this groove. What this does, it allows those pocket hinges. That means it's a gapless joint, because the flap or the elevator is inside that. And trust me, it works. It works perfect. Matter of fact, I might have grooved that a little too deep, but that's all right. The nice thing about balsa wood, you know, there are no real mistakes that can't be sanded or glued or whatever. I kind of recessed that in. Let's see if it's half the distance. Yeah, just a little bit. It's a little much. But when I say a little, I'm only talking maybe 20 thousandths or so. I'm not sure that it would hurt, but I'm gonna take a little bit, a couple of swipes off the trailing edge here. That's perfect. So now it fits inside the pocket. Let me give you a close-up of that. This piece here fits in the pocket, and the hinges will allow it to pivot right. I mean, there will be no gap, period, there. There can't be. So that was a pretty slick idea. Anyway, that is the Thunderbolt stab. I probably won't do another video on this until I get it complete. I'll come back and show you the finished product, but I'm not going to sand this stabilizer tonight. I'm going to wait for that glue, the white glue, to dry overnight so I don't disturb it. It's only been 4 hours or so, but it's pretty much dried, but I just don't want to chance anything. And if any of you guys ever, they don't have these things anymore, but if you ever had wood shop in high school, we used to laminate blocks of wood together and put these wooden C-clamps on these blocks of wood and did it with white glue in different layers. You'd have oak, and then you'd have teak, just some different types of wood, cherry wood. And you layer them together in different angles, like so, all the way up, and then you screwed on a, it looked like a pipe stanchion of some type, and then screwed a pipe into it, and then chucked that up in a lathe. And you take this big block that you glued together and turn it on the lathe, and you think, well, what's that going to do? We turn that down and it would become smooth, and those pieces of wood laminated with white glue became one piece. White glue is some tough stuff. It is unbelievable. So anyway, enough of me babbling, you know, where'd all the tape go and all that other nonsense. I'm going to see if I can edit out some of the length of this. Be sure to like, subscribe. Like I say, if you like my channel, and you like Stun Hanger, and you like Control Line Craftsman, share this video with your friends. Subscribe and like. I got to get to 500 subscribers so I can move to the next level. And that you know, I don't care about anything. I just want to move to the next level, so please subscribe. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Just remember, keep building, keep flying, tight lines, fair winds. See ya.